So this video, it's going to talk about the law of attraction. One thing I want to get into within my channels is the different laws, like I stated in my intro. I want to touch the surface of them, and I want to go deep in them. So as we progress with the different videos, and we touch upon different aspects of the different laws, okay, we'll get more and more clear on how to apply the laws, what are the laws, how they go together. There's a formula and that practical application of the universal laws. So I want to go into these laws and explain to you more and more and more as we progress with each video. I'm going to try to get everything, bring everything across in some form of a structure. But the way I like to teach is more through the practical application. So, I like to give the testimonies and the examples, and to best do that is usually through, having people, Q&A, people asking me questions and me being able to answer them. But I'm going to do my best. So, since I've never really recorded videos and teach on video, I'm going to see how that's going to work out for me, and hopefully that'll I'll be able to change things along better for you guys as I continue to progress and get better at bringing across the teachings that I've learned. So let's start out with the law of attraction. Law of attraction says the basic understanding of the law of attraction is like attracts like. You hear a lot of people talking about the universal laws and the law of attraction more than others, and it's a great law. It's a very great law. It's totally true, but a lot of it is incomplete. Okay, it's incomplete. That's why I started this channel, Universal Interpretation. Because in my findings over the years, I've come to realize that there are multiple laws that come together in perfect harmony, in perfect balance, that allows you to successfully apply the universal laws and bring about the reality that you so desire. And so with the law of attraction, your law of attraction, again, states that like attracts like. In the movie, what was it called, with Rhonda Burns, which talks about, the universal law and the law of attraction, that goes into The Secret. I'm sorry, I couldn't think about it at that moment. The Secret, the movie called The Secret by Rhonda Burns. That talks about the basics. It's very, very basic. It talks about that you can use the law of attraction and get everything, you do everything, and law of attraction is responsible for everything. And that's not really true. It's the basics of, or what I should say, a small percentage, not the basics, but a small percentage of the universal laws at work. And a lot of people come across problems when they're trying to apply the law of attraction, and they have difficulty. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. People get frustrated. People say it works. Some others say it don't work. A small percentage, for some reason, say, well, they're successful at it, and they never understand why when they teach other people they're not successful at it. Well, the reason for that is because it's an incomplete formula. I didn't say in universal law, I said incomplete formula. And even if I did say universal law, still I would have been incorrect there, and I apologize for that, because it's part of, again, the universal formula that come together in perfect harmony, okay? Like a perfect orchestra, you have the different parts of the band that work together to give you this amazing sound, this amazing harmony of the instruments together, this perfect balance of the universal language to allow you to connect and to flow with source energy. So these are the things I want to break down, and some of these videos can be short depending how I'm feeling, because I like to go the way I go. The way I teach, what I mean by the way I go is the way I teach. The way I teach is I like to connect with the flow, with source energy. So if I'm feeling at that moment if source says, okay, go ahead and connect, go ahead and flow, go ahead and vibe with your channel and provide this information to your viewers, then that's what I'm going to do at that moment. I'm not just like, okay, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? I like to meditate. Like before the beginning of this video, I connect with source and I give everything to source and allow myself to be used as a conduit so that source energy, God creator, can go ahead and bestow upon me or us the wisdom. Because as this information is flowing through me, it is also in a lot of ways new information and similar information. So it's going to be an exciting journey within. As the intro stated, this is a journey within because the answers are not outside of us. The answers have always been, will always be within inside of us. The truth has always been there, has never been hidden. A lot of us think that it's been hidden, and it has not. It's right there. Problem is, we don't want to take the time. We take the lazy man's way out of things as humans. I've noticed that, and we all do it. I do it as well. And that is basically we just spend a lot of time trying to find the easiest way to what we want or desire, but it doesn't work like that. And as we going into, now that we're in the next 20, according to a lot of the astrological, charts and a lot of things that we're seeing, we're going into the huge awakening, which is supposed to be the first 28 years, is the major increase of that up to 200 years. And so you're going to see a lot of people waking up, people being forced to waken up. This energy is changing. This energy is lifting up the consciousness. We're waking to our true higher selves. There's going to be a lot of people, as myself, who are being, taught and forced to come forward, and it's a beautiful thing because it's really an honor to do this kind of work, and I hope to continue to do this kind of work. This is what I've chosen, and part of the reason why I started these recordings is because I noticed that a lot of my personal life started changing, started growing, started becoming better and better and better because I was utilizing these gifts. And then I remember an old story from a religious story from the Bible. I flow in so many different ways. I consider myself spiritual. I believe in God, but I'm also very spiritual. So I'm not like closed-minded to one thing. I know a little bit about all religions. I've studied them, and that allows me to be able to connect and have an understanding and respect for it all. So a lot of times you may hear me preaching. To some people it may sound like Buddhism, to some people it may sound like Christianity. Maybe, whatever allows me to get the words out and the teaching out in the right way is what I'm going to use. So when I'm connected, I'm connected. I have I don't have a closed mind to that. I'm not prejudiced to any of it. So let's go back to, before I keep losing my train of thought here, let's go back to the law of attraction, okay? With the law of attraction, all right, and later on I'll get more and more and more into the actual formula, the actual practical application. How do you apply what comes next? There are little nuances that the law of attraction don't even talk about that you have to learn and have that understanding, and you can only get that through practical, if someone has the actual practical application or the life experience of it. And luckily I have that. That's why, again, I want to be able to give this. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to kind of rewind a little bit and go back to what I was saying before about why I started doing these videos. Started doing these videos because as I was growing and learning and experiencing and gaining the things that I want, Source was basically telling me, my angel was telling me, okay, we gave you this information so that not just for you, not for you can hoard this information, but so that you can take it to the world and help those. Just like the greats like Napoleon Hill, the Bob Proctors, Anthony Robbins, the Fords, the Henry Fords, Oprah Winfrey's, the Will Smiths, and so many other people who have brought the information, who have left, I like saying, left the footprints for those to follow. That's why, like I said before in my other video, is those who have ears, let them hear. Those who can see, let them see. Those who are looking for this information, they're going to hear it. They're going to know it. Okay, so when they hear my video, they come across my video, some people be like, oh, this is crap, and they'll just close it out, probably go for something else. Others will sit back, like I have in the past, will sit back and like, wow, this guy's real, this guy's got something to give me, and I'm going to take what I can, and like as Bruce Lee once said, take what you can and throw away the mess. And that's all I'm hoping for. I'm not going on these on YouTube saying, oh, how many subscribers I got. No, I'm just giving out the information, and someone will see it, and someone will hear it. The ones that are looking for this kind of information, the ones that recognize that what I'm saying is the truth. There's no special effects. I could do so many special effects. I'm a computer guy. I could do so many different things. I know a lot about that stuff. That's not what it's not about. I could have a really cool intro that at some point later down the road, I would like to put that up. But that's not what I'm about either. I'm not trying to create illusion. I'm not trying to create separation or subtraction from the word, from what I'm trying to give, or what I'm trying to say. Okay? I'm trying to make it as plain and simple as possible. And that's what I'm going to be doing when I publish my book, get my book out there, is I just want to dummy all this stuff down and make it so simple that anyone can replicate it and perform it over and over and over again to get the life that they so desire. With that said, we're going to attempt to go back to the law of attraction. So with the law of attraction, it's a great law. All right, they're all great laws, but it's still not complete, still separate. The law of attraction states like attracts like. Whatever you hold in your mind, whatever you speak of over and over again, you will vibrate at that frequency, and you will attract that frequency or attract that thing, circumstance, situation to you. That's what they say. It's the basic description of the universal law of attraction. Okay? And like I said, that is pretty darn good description. But and it's a great law, but it's incomplete. When you're utilizing the law of attraction, yeah, there are different things you can do. You can use affirmations. There are things called mirror affirmations. There are confirmation affirmations. There are visualization. Okay, there's going into alpha or theta state, depending on how advanced you are in meditation. I will eventually make videos on going into that stuff too, because I can actually go into theta, deep meditation, and the whole, and that's just another video for another thing. But that's pretty cool information. Stay tuned for that. And you know, there's so many of these tools, these actual practical tools. For anyone watching this that wants to know more about this, let me know and I'll make videos on that. And eventually I will, because I want to get all what I've learned, from all the years of my experience out there, and make it accessible to everyone. I want to remove the guesswork. Again, the more questions that people can bring to me, is like, that's the way I flow. If you ask me questions, I just like, I can connect to source, and I can just convey that information to you in such a beautiful manner, because it's coming from source, not from me. So it's an exciting feeling when I'm going through that channeling. Call it channeling, call it whatever you want. I call it connecting, call it learning how to flow. And I actually teach people how to sense the flow of a vibrational flow and how to connect to that. And when you do, it's just amazing things happen. So with the law of attraction, yeah, you have to be able to visualize. Yeah, you know, and it's great if you can do that. The whole idea with the law of attraction is that the more you hold the image in your mind, it's like a dream. The more details. Try to focus on how it feels, how it smells, whatever it is you're desiring. And the more you can practice that, great. The more it's gonna start to come together in your mind. You see, the law of attraction, what it's really stating is, at the highest level, is that if you can believe it as much as possible, if your internal mind believes more, or your subconscious mind believes what you're visualizing, if it really believes more, the trick is to get your mind, your subconscious mind, to really believe, okay, that the reality in your mind, that the images you hold in your mind, that the experiences you hold in your mind, the ones that you want, these are what I'm talking about, the positive ones that you want, that you're trying to manifest. If you can hold that and get your mind to really believe that, and it can take days, it can take weeks, it can take months, depending on where you're at in the ability of reprogramming your mind. Because law of attraction and the way it's talking about visualizing and affirmations, all that stuff, that is basically what they're saying is, and what they really don't get into in the secret is, they're basically saying, oh, you hold this, you hold that. Actually, there's more going on there. And now we're talking here. Now we're getting it. For those who are listening to me, now we're talking here. Now we're going to get serious here. Because now we're talking about going in, yeah, you can visualize, you can do this, you can do that. But a lot of times what people don't realize is that the reasons why you don't get what you want is because you have a block, what we call a paradigm. Bob Proctor talks about that a lot. He's an expert in that. Look it up. A paradigm is a multiple of habits, okay? It's how you eat. It's how you talk, how you walk, the kind of guys or girls you like, the kind of how you dress. That's your paradigm creates habits. It can be a bad habit. It can be a good habit. It can be a habit of thinking that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, and that creates bad habits. Or it can have a great habit of always getting up at a certain point in time, to go to the gym, to eat right, to always maintain yourself, to be at work at time, on time, to surround you train your mind to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. These are things that are categorized as a paradigm or habits. So when you're visualizing, when the universal law, the law of attraction, says to visualize or to use affirmation, in reality, what it's trying to tell you is to reprogram your subconscious mind to the point that your internal believes more than what it sees in the external. Because see, what happens is that the more you can hold, the more you can program your mind, subconscious mind, to really believe what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, it's real more inside of your subconscious mind, then what happens is, that's when the magic happens. That's when the magic happens. Because the reason why most of us don't have the things we want in life is not because we can't have them. In reality, the universe says we can have anything you can imagine. Okay? The problem is most of us can't imagine. The problem is most of us don't believe. That causes resistance, that causes stress. Anything that causes resistance or disbelief causes separation, because the law of attraction and all these other universal laws are triggered by faith and the non-belief. Okay? So you have to work really hard and desire really hard to put the work in programming your new belief system, your new paradigm, your new way of thinking. It's a mindset. So the law of attraction is talking about visualizing all that stuff, but it's really telling you to learn how to reprogram your mindset, your paradigm. You didn't think we were going to go there. I told you this stuff was going to get really good. All right? This is the information they're not sharing. This is information that you're not hearing. But I'm not here to talk about who and whatnot. I'm here to try to have a good conversation with whoever's listening to this, whoever's interested in this information. Okay? But it's about the law of attraction and all these other laws. As we come together, you're going to realize they all fall into perfect harmony with each other. They're a must. Each one is basically helping you deal with the internal struggles and disbeliefs. You see, we have a lot of monkey chatter. So monkey chatter, there's one law, universal law, that helps you deal with monkey chatter. There's another universal law that helps you deal with worrying about gossiping and outside negativity and envy and all these things. Why is it so important? And I'm just touching upon this right now. Why is it so important that we have those things, we master not doing those things, or creating a new paradigm that we no longer give in to those things? Why? Again, resistance, which is negative, okay? Any kind of negative stress, resistance, worry, doubt, drama, gossip, judgment, all of that is negative lower vibrational frequency. And any kind of form of negative vibrational frequency creates resistance, creates stress. Stress resistance is non-faith. Non-faith cannot get you your desire, because desire, okay, it again is such a is the triggering mechanism in manifesting your desire. When you have absolute faith and you believe in something, then you have no resistance, you have no doubt. You're saying, this is my job, this is what I'm going to have, and you know you're going to have it because you just know. You have what we call the knowing, the absolute certainty, the absolute knowing. You're absolutely connected to source, and you just know. You're not asking for a sign. You're not looking for evidence of what you already know. You just know, and no one can tell you otherwise. The sky could be falling down on you, and you're like, man, I'm going to track this. I'm going to have this because I just know. This is what I've always known in my heart. I just know. That's the absolute certainty. That's knowing. Okay? And so when you learn how to program your mind through a tool, okay, a tool that allows you to start the development of the practical mindset, okay, or the right mindset so that you can learn how to see things, can learn how to look at things differently. You can be that 3% of the population that, you know, most of us are working for them, and when you really look at these guys, these women, they don't have much of education, but they're masters thinking. They're masters at utilizing the conscious and the subconscious mind to get what they truly desire. So the law of attraction is a tool that allows you, okay, in the beginning stages, and it will continue once you get the whole package, the whole formula, it will continue to, like the circle of life, it will continue to feed, continue to help you remember, continue to stay alert, continue to stay ever so vigilant. Okay, because just once you, a lot of people think that once they get up to the top and they become enlightened, that's it, they're done. But that's not true. These universal laws are to help you become awakened, or to remember, or enlightened. Because when you become aware of who and what you true are, you remember the true glory of who and what you true are. The God within, he who's within is greater than he who's within the world. Okay, when you remember who you truly are, then yeah, you will awaken. But because you're a dual being, meaning that you're physical and spiritual, right? So you're physical and spiritual, and what happens is, and I've seen this a lot with, you know, where a person becomes so spiritual that they deny or forget the physical, and then they get sick or something else happens. You can't do that. Because the universal laws, as we continue, as we progress with these teachings, you will understand that it's balance. It's like a finesse. And you will hear these words a lot. You will be experts in these words, because these words that I will be speaking are of a higher vibration. And that will become clear as you continue to watch my channels. This all will make sense to you, I promise. Seem like I'm jumping around, but it's information that will make sense over time. So the law of attraction, okay, is a tool that allows us to program to go through the conscious mind into the subconscious mind, where the paradigms are held, where the creation takes place, where the connection or bridge between your subconscious mind and source are there. Okay, that's where it's at. So the more time you spend in meditation, trying to allow yourself to connect to the subconscious mind, reprogram the subconscious mind, the sooner and quicker you can connect to source, and the more easily you can command those things that are, here's the funny thing, are already in creation for you. We are not, let me make a correction that later on I will go more into and make another video into. We are not manifesting something. The law of oneness, and I'm just touching upon this, talks about that we are one. So everything in creation is already there. All right? We, by utilizing tools such as the law of attraction, many of these other laws, we are allowing ourselves to raise to a high vibration, to which will allow us to remember, to access the highest memory, okay, which is source memory, which is our memory, our knowledge. Once we understand that, you will realize that you were never separate from your wants, your desires, circumstance, situations. The reason why you don't have that car you want right now is the God's honest truth. It's because you got some form of resistance. You probably say, well, I don't have the money now, but, well, that's a resistance. Or you may say, I'm going to get this car. And you feel that pride in yourself. It's like, yeah, I got the mindset. I'm going to get this car. I don't know how. I don't know when, but I'm going to get this car. And then you say, yeah, I'm going to get this car, and I'm going to work on it. And I know by next year I'm going to get this car. Right there, because words become things, right there you created resistance. You got to watch your words. You got to notice how you talk. You got to notice how you feel. How do you feel about that? Do you believe that you have that car? How does that feel for you? You have to be honest with yourself. Do you still feel like you have a little resistance that maybe you think that is going to take you a year to get that car? Because if you really believe you have that car, then it should be a belief in the now. That's the trick. You believe you have it now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not next month. Now. I have it. And so, utilizing the law of attraction will allow you to help you reprogram the subconscious mind so that you can develop the mindset, okay, that will allow you to tune yourself to the highest vibrational frequency, which is source. And then you can start to see the different ways of doing things in life. You'll be able to see the traps and tribulations. You'll be able to deal with things better. You'll be able to understand why God or universe has laid things out for you in the past, now, and in the future. And that's going to bring more understanding, more peace, more love. And this is why it's so important to have this mindset, because think about how much peace and love this world already needs. And this is why I'm making these videos. So at this point, that's basically it. That's the law of attraction in a nutshell, with a lot more of why the law of attraction works and it doesn't work. And we will get more into that and more details next time. Or if you have a request for anything that I spoke of in this video, let me know. Respond to our. You just respond to my YouTube channel, or if you can send me an email requesting anything. It's interpretation@gmail.com. So it'll be universal interpretation, but it's just the the letter U, interpretation@gmail.com. You can send me any requests, any questions, and I'll be happy to help you. If you're going through any difficulties, if you need, I do one-on-one consultations. I'm also a life coach, Reiki master for those who are interested in that, healer. I do healings. I send out energy. I do a lot of that stuff. And again, I'm happy to help anyone that is serious about this information. I'm not looking for arguments or trying to figure out different little drama. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking to give the information. Whoever wants to receive the information, cool. If you don't want to receive the information, that's cool. Then the best to you. All right, this is Ray. Next time, love and peace with you always.